Imagine, one day you're out in the far reaches of space, searching for a new planet where humans could build their future. But instead of a paradise, you come across something far stranger, far darker, a black hole. You look at it, this perfect circle of darkness where even light itself cannot escape. And you ask yourself, what would really happen if I fell inside? Would it be the end of everything or the beginning of something unimaginable? Despite its name, a black hole is not a simple hole in space. It is a place where matter is crushed into an infinitely small point, a region where the laws of physics as we know them break apart. Einstein predicted this in his theory of relativity. When a massive star reaches the end of its life, its core collapses under the weight of its own gravity. If that core is at least 3 times heavier than our sun, nothing can stop gravity's pull. The star shrinks, it implodes, and what remains is a black hole. Think of it this way, the sun already has a gravitational field, 28 times stronger than Earth. If you could somehow stand on its surface, you weigh 28 times more than you do now. But imagine squeezing 4 suns into an object only about 15 miles across. That is like taking the mass of stars and packing it into the distance you could drive in half an hour. The gravity there would be beyond comprehension. That's the kind of power we're dealing with. A black hole's gravity is so strong that even light cannot escape. That's why you'll never see one directly. They are invisible, hidden in the fabric of space. But we can still detect them. Not by their darkness, but by the energy they release. Gamma ray bursts, radiation so powerful that it carries the mark of Stephen Hawking himself, are the signature of these cosmic monsters. Hawking even suggested that black holes might not just be the end of everything, but perhaps a doorway to somewhere else, another universe, another reality. But if you were to fall into one, what would you really experience? The first thing you'd encounter is the event horizon. This is the point of no return, the invisible boundary around the black hole where gravity becomes so overwhelming that nothing, not even light, can escape. From the outside, it looks like a perfect circle of blackness, surrounded by distorted stars, warped as their light bends around the edge. As you approach, the pull grows stronger, and faster than you can imagine. You'd be dragged toward it. Here's the bad news. If you fell feet first, the gravity pulling on your legs would be much stronger than the pull on your head. Your body would stretch like spaghetti, a process scientists call spaghettification. With a small stellar black hole, you wouldn't even make it to the event horizon. You'd be ripped apart long before you cross the boundary. So if you ever do decide to fall into one, choose wisely. A stellar black hole means certain destruction. But a supermassive black hole millions of times heavier than our sun would be different. Its immense gravity is spread across a much larger distance, which means as you fall in, the pull on your head and your feet is nearly the same. You could actually cross the event horizon without being torn apart. For a moment, at least, you would survive. And there is one closer than you think. At the very center of our own Milky Way galaxy, there lies a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A*. Luckily for us, it sits over 265 quadrillion kilometers away, far enough that our sun, our Earth, and all of us are safe. For now. But let's imagine you've crossed the event horizon. Now you face the singularity, the heart of the black hole. This is the point where all matter is crushed to infinite density, where space and time themselves lose their meaning. You will be pulled closer and closer until your body, your atoms, your very identity becomes one with the black hole. You wouldn't be able to send a message back or tell anyone what you've seen. For you, the journey ends at the singularity. But for an observer watching from the outside, the story looks very different. They would see you falling toward the black hole, but instead of crossing the event horizon, you would seem to slow down. Your image would freeze, growing dimmer, redder, stretched across the horizon of darkness. To them, it would look like you never crossed at all. Time, from their perspective, would stop for you at the edge. That's because inside a black hole, the roles of space and time reverse. Time itself stands still at the horizon, while space pulls you forward with no chance of escape. And that is the terrifying truth. Falling into a black hole is not just falling through space, it's falling into the future. A future you cannot turn back from. Eventually, even black holes die. Over eons, they evaporate, releasing everything they once consumed. The matter, the energy, even the information that once made up your body. But whether those particles still contain the essence of who you were is another question. Stephen Hawking himself argued that information is never truly lost, but instead hidden, preserved in ways we do not yet understand. So what if you didn't die at all? What if, instead, you slipped into another reality? In one version of the universe, you fell into the black hole and were crushed forever. In another, you never encountered the black hole at all. Two histories, both real, both existing at once. Which one would you belong to? Which one would you remember? Imagine standing at the edge of a black hole right now, staring into that abyss of infinite gravity. Would you take the step and fall inside, hoping for answers? Or would you turn away, knowing that to cross the event horizon is to abandon everything you know about life, time, and existence? So, what do you think? Is a black hole the end of everything or the beginning of something greater? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to X Imagine for more impossible journeys into the mysteries of our universe.